It's gonna be my first video here on YouTube. Hopefully everything is clear enough for everyone. I'm gonna be working on a Subaru 2011 Outback. I'm gonna be working on the headlights. They have been kind of tarnished because of the sun and UV rays. The clear has totally oxidized. We're gonna be going the steps that are required to make them look almost like factory. And the car is kind of quite old, so we're gonna be doing our best to make them look a bit newer. I'm gonna be doing a voiceover so I can work, and I'll get back to you when we're done. So welcome back, everyone, or welcome for the first time to the channel. This is gonna be my first video. I apologize if I stutter or make any mistakes. English is not my first language, but I'm gonna do my best to be clear enough. This is going to be a really simple process. This is a 2011 Subaru Outback, as you can tell in the description. These lights are kind of faded on the top. The clear coat has oxidized and it's kind of looking not good, in my opinion. The lights are fully functional. They're really good on the road at night. They have really good illumination, but just for aesthetics, we're going to be fixing them. Here, as you can see at the beginning, I was cleaning the headlights in the surrounding area to allow for the tape to adhere to the surfaces. Otherwise, when you have some dirt or grime, tape tends to come off, and we really don't want to be damaging the paint. The process I'm going to be doing to restore these lights is going to be wet sanding, compounding, and polishing, and finishing it up with 2 coats of Mewire's clear coat. Here right now I'm using some compressed air just to remove any water and as well to help the tape to adhere. We're gonna continue with the prep. We're gonna mask off all the surrounding of the headlight, the hood, the quarter panel, and the bumper to avoid any sand marks or to damage the paint, so we don't have to worry and everything's good and protected. Part, we're gonna start with the wet sanding. I was able to pick up a kit from Rust-Oleum that you can get at any hardware store or your superstore. It comes with 2 different grades of sandpaper discs and a attachment for a power drill. Here I'm using a cordless drill from Milwaukee. I'm gonna start sanding with the 800 grit, doing most of the flat areas. And I'm going to be refining it with a sandpaper and a block on the edges to try to avoid damaging any of the edges. You can see the progress we're making on the headlights starting to look kind of cloudy. We're going to be grabbing our wet dry 800 grit sandpaper on a foam pad to go on the straight edges and any areas where the disc cannot reach, to make sure to remove all the haziness from every single angle that we can hit it. You notice that I clean the headlight every time I'm done sanding to make sure that I don't see any areas where I missed. This is going to allow you to check your work every time you're making any progress before you get too far. We're going to be jumping to a 1500 grit disc that comes on the kit. I'm attaching it to the same drill attachment that comes on the kit. Doing an extra step and grabbing my 5000 grit sand foam sheet. This is an added step that does not come in the kit, but you can easily get in most of your auto parts stores or hardware stores. This is gonna give you the chance to remove all the deep scratch marks you're creating with the previous 2 sand grits. In my opinion, this will give you better clarity before you go to the compounding and polishing of the headlight. see the progress we're making on the headlight. It's starting to look extremely hazy and foggy. This is totally normal once you have done the sanding steps. We're going to be jumping to doing the compounding. I'm going to be using a compound foam pad. I believe this is a 3-inch, and I'm putting it on a Milwaukee polisher. This is an M12. Great tool when you're doing small areas where you want to keep control. Are really expensive, and it has a variety of attachments that you can be using it. I did not use it for the sanding purposes because the backing that you get on the kit has a drill attachment, and it comes with a little bit of foam which allows the sanding paper to conform to the edges of the headlight. You can see I am using a couple of droplets of cutting compound from my wires. This is gonna give you the cutting power that you're looking for to remove most of the haziness on the headlight, and then we're gonna be jumping to do the polishing to give it the most clarity before we apply our clear coat. Once we're done doing the compounding of the headlight, you're gonna start noticing that the clarity is coming back. I'm gonna show you the progress we're making in comparison of the right headlight that we have not touched. You're gonna see all the oxidation and the bad shape it was is way better already. We have 2 more steps, which is gonna be our polishing and applying a new clear coat to protect it and make it last longer. The product you're using right now is gonna be Plastics. It is a cleaning and polishing compound that my wire sells that is specific for plastic. I found that this works way better than the other polishes you can get from the brand and from other brands. I don't know if there's any additives, or the specific make of this product allows to have better clarity on the headlight. I am using a 3-inch white polishing foam pad on the same drill. This is gonna be the final step on correcting any defects on the headlights. If there were any deeper scratches before the sanding that the sanding did not remove, these are gonna be there still. Just keep in mind we're restoring it. It's not a brand new headlight, but it will look almost as good as new. After we're done with the polishing, you can see how much better our headlight is looking. At this point we're done correcting it, and we're gonna start preparing the area to spray our headlight clear coat from the wires. The product itself calls to mask all the areas that you want to protect from the clear coat. Since this product is gonna cure and it's a clear coat, you really want to avoid that the product gets in contact with the paint. I am using plastic and tape to protect all the surroundings. And after we're done with this, we're gonna move and apply 2 coats following instructions from the actual can. Once we have everything ready to spray, this is the coating that I was talking about. It's a Meguiar's headlight coating that I picked up in my local Walmart. It is really inexpensive and it gives you great results. The can calls for 2 medium coats between 3 and 5 minutes apart from each other, doing 50% overlap passes. It is extremely easy to use. I noticed that there were no drips on any of the areas, even though I was using it fairly thick to have better protection. As you can tell, the product lays pretty well, self-leveling in my opinion. The second coat was applied following instructions 3 to 5 minutes. The left headlight was done. I was able to clear everything, and the same process was applied to the right side of the car, where you can notice that it looks also in really good shape. So we're done for today's project. I hope everybody got something good out of this one. I'm gonna continue to work in some projects. I'm gonna be uploading some more videos in the future. The next project is gonna be working on the trim of the car. Since it's really faded, we're gonna work on trying to get it back to black. If you have any questions, just leave in the comments, I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. Get a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. Take care, bye.